Good evening, everyone. As you can see by the title, we will be talking about one particular piece of equipment that I carry and enjoy, and that is the Gerber T600 Multi-Plier, a dated tool by today's standards, but a strong staple of mine. I have both the resources and the time to replace it, and after over a decade of use, I am just about maybe thinking to get something a little bit smaller and lighter, and a bit more handy. Because now I'm starting a general drive to reduce the amount of weight I'm carrying overall without sacrificing anything, and this sturdy tool is a big piece of steel. Now, the stock unit does not come with a Maglite solitaire. This little torch here I just tucked inside there. This is an extra thing that I put in here. It doesn't usually come like this. And they used to come standard with a screwdriver set and case, but now Gerber sells them and it's just the tool and nothing else, and you have to buy these as extras. But back in the day they did come with them as a standard thing, and this was the standard. A quick note on this Maglite: it is a solitaire AAA with a LED conversion. These conversions are readily available from Amazon, and if I shine that at my face, you can see that's quite bright, and it's quite a good light if you're in a pinch. The battery life on it is about 20 or 30 minutes with the LED, so it's good to have, and it's basically if I have if I lose all my other lights, I've always got a light on me. And that's the major strength of this. It gets its heritage from a lot of military applications. This is put into a lot of kits, mostly in the American Armed Forces. It's used in as part of their minesweeping kit, and I believe it was issued more widely. I don't believe it is anymore, just because the design itself is a bit dated and backward by our modern standards. Having to open up the tool to access all these other things is considered old hat these days. It has never seriously slowed me down, but times change, and what slows me down about this is just the bulk of it, the weight of it. It's an all stainless steel construction, forged plier head, heavy duty. And these handles here for the pliers, they're stamped metal, stamped sheet steel, and this stamping here is very strong. It can take a lot of load. It's like when you fold a piece of paper, along the sheet, you can put weight on that crease, on that fold. When you open it back out, it makes it stronger. It's like that here. If this metal was just flat, or if it was separate pieces, just tacked together, it wouldn't have nearly the amount of strength as it does when it's folded from a single piece. And the strength of this I can verify and tell you that this is a sturdy tool, and it will serve you well, and it will not break immediately on you. I've used this in this state, folded up like this, as a punch, and got a hammer and struck the back of it. Gerber doesn't recommend that you do that. In fact, I think it voids the warranty, but I've done it, and I've also used it a lot for prying up floorboards just like this, because there is no, people criticize this tool a lot on the internet because there's rattle, but there ain't no rattle this way. There is no way you're going to bend this unless you do something really stupid with it, like you lever up, I don't know, unless you try and lever a door open with it. Short of doing that, it's quite good. As you can see, there is no actual pin through here. These are just two rivets that hold the stamped handle together, and then the actual plier head is fixed together by itself, and then what holds this in are these C-shaped spring metal clips. So it's actually two central pieces which are working together. That's what enables you to slide it up like this. And some people look at this and think that it loses strength because of that. I mean, it might do, but I haven't been able to break it yet. The only thing that's broken on this is the file, and that's because having a file on a multi-tool, I don't need one. I don't understand why you would need one, and more often than not I would take this out and use it as a poking and a prying item, even though that's not what it's for, and it's completely understandable that it would break if you use it to lever something. But that's what I've done. And yeah, and when I replace this tool, I'll replace it with ones with a multi-tool that has all of the tools on it I want, and none of the ones that I don't want, really. I think the bottle lifter is essential. The scissors, where have they gone? These scissors are very good, and I suppose we're launching into features now. These scissors are very good for trimming up the ragged ends of my gloves, because when you wear your fingers out, you don't want all this spare material flapping around on the end of your fingers that gets caught in stuff, gets you injured. So I use it for that. But things like the awl, I won't use that really. The tin opener I did use at a festival. All these stoners and other people that go to festivals, they were looking at me like I'd just, disembarked from a spaceship. I just whacked this out, started rocking open tins, and then I was using this. I was wiring up some speakers and stripping off cables and wiring up a rig, the kids call it, and that was a laugh really. But this tin opener is very effective. Obviously you've got to know how to use it, and these stoners, they were using rocks, they were using knives, and just about anything they could get hold of, because none of them, I think one of them had a tin opener, but it was like a big tin opener from a kitchen, and it had broken on them, funnily enough, and that was it. We're talking about a group of 10-15 people, and everyone was going to starve. The ship, they were going to go down with the ship, because nobody had a backup tin opener till I did that, which is, yeah, gets you noticed. Knife on here, obviously. If you live in a draconian, totalitarian shithole, people are going to be like, oh, a knife, oh my god. Especially a lethal one like this, which locks open and doesn't fold up while you're working and cut your fingers off. Crazy legislation. Then we've got this Phillips driver on this side. I use this. This is a good general size just for undoing most screws, and then that acts as the mount, if you want, for this shitty hex driver. And this will take a standard hex bit. However, these bits that it comes with, they're stainless again, and they will get lost because they're not magnetic in any way. There's a magnet in here, and that's it. So yeah. And also, these aren't standard. They are a standard shape bit, but they don't go so well in the impact gun. I tried to use the Phillips one that came with it in the impact gun, and it just broke it. So that's why this one's in here now. This is an impact rated one, so when I lose my hex bit and I don't want to climb out the loft, go all the way back down to the van for one, I think, oh, there's a hex bit in my kit, in my multi-tool that I can use. There is one that is suitable, but the stock bits that come with this, they won't work. They'll just break. They're too brittle. But yeah, and then lastly we have the wood saw. It's another useless feature. Never used it. Never will used it. Never will use it. Yeah, it's just not really suitable for me. I suppose if I was out in an outdoorsy sort of environment. Actually, no, I still wouldn't use it. I'd take a machete with me if I was going in the woods. But there we go. And that's really driving at the crux of what I don't like about this tool. I mean, it's a fantastic tool. It's gotten me out of loads of tight spots. But the weight and the unnecessary features, I suppose that's what gets to everyone, really. And that's the driving heart of why, after over a decade, I'm looking at replacing this this legendary Nutty gentleman approved piece of equipment. I probably still will keep this either in my car or somewhere else, but just now I've started to look around and I found a couple that I like, and I wanna look at them in person before I buy them. So I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the Gerber T600 Multi-Plier. Quite a nice piece of kit. You know, you pull one of these out of your pocket, you know, you are the one who's getting things done. The pouch itself, it's just a standard nylon pouch. It's quite well made. Like I said, room for your solitaire in there, and you could conceivably take this out if you decide, you know, under your you know, your regular activities, you decide that you don't really need this with you. You don't, you know, you're the one that's got to decide this. You know, you got to look at what you're doing, what you're most likely to be doing, and what you're likely to need. And if you don't need that, you take that out, and then you've got all this space in here. You could put anything in here. You can put a Swiss Army knife in there. You can put another screwdriver in there, a better screwdriver. And look, it all just goes in there. You put pens and pencils in there if you wanted to. And it just folds up and takes it in its stride. The hook and loop, the Velcro, that's starting to go. Apart from that, it's a well-made sheath for it, and well worth. You know, Gerber, they take you to the cleaners these days, and they sell you all this stuff separately. But it is well worth buying this tool with the and buying this at the same time. Don't bother with the screwdriver set. Just get this part off of eBay if you really want, but I wouldn't bother with it really. I mean, I've used it a few times. Probably use it once or twice a month, and it's you know, useful but not that useful. So there it is. There's what I think about it, and as always, thank you for watching, and have a good day, and goodbye and good luck. And I've got to try to squeeze this back in here now.